This video will show you how to find the correlation coefficient and the line of best fit in a TI-84 calculator. So we're referring to this example where a science class collected some data on the speed of sound, and it is shown in the table below. We want to find the correlation coefficient and the line of best fit that represents this data. So for this problem, we're going to let the length be the x variable and the frequency be the y variable. So to start off, we're going to open up our TI-84 calculator. And we're going to enter the data that's listed in our table. So to enter data into a TI-84 calculator, you're going to start off by hitting the Stat button. And then you're going to choose Edit. And then we're going to enter our X values into L1 and our Y values into L2. It is best to always enter X into L1 and Y into L2. If you flip-flop them, that's fine. Just make sure you know where you entered what values. So if you notice, I already have my data values in. I will show you how to enter them, but I'm only going to show you one of the lists. So if you have any data values in your calculator already, you can go through and you can individually delete each data value. But one easy way to clear the entire list is go up to L2, so that way it is highlighted, and hit clear and enter. Do not hit delete because that's going to delete the whole list. Notice now there's nothing left in list 2. List 2, remember my Y value, so I'm going to enter my frequencies in here. So I have 256, 288, 320, 512. And notice after each one, all I'm doing is I am hitting enter to move it to the next unit, or the next entry spot. 480, then I have 426.7 and 384. 426.7 and 384. Make sure your X corresponds with the Y, so make sure the 0.13 has the 256 right next to it in your calculator. Make sure the 0.287 has the 288 next to it, and so on. So following the directions that are right on your note sheet, once you've entered the data, you're going to quit out of this menu. So we're going to hit second mode. We hit second because the quit is in blue, so we have to tell the calculator we're doing the stuff that's in blue. To perform a linear regression, which helps us find the correlation coefficient and the line of best fit. Again, I'm following the directions right from your notes. We're going to hit the Stat button again. We're going to arrow over to Calc. Calc means calculate. And we're going to choose linear regression AX plus B. So I'm choosing linear regression AX plus B. And it should bring up a value like this. Remember, our X values were in L1, so I need to type in L1 here. Do not just type in L1. You actually need to make sure the list is listed there. So notice L1 is the blue stuff above the 1 button. So whenever we're trying to get to the blue, we're going to hit second 1, and that's going to put list 1 in. Remember, the Y values were listed in L2. So I'm going to hit second 2 to make sure that's list 2. Frequency list you can leave blank. Store regression equation you can leave blank. So we're just going to arrow down. And we're going to choose calculate. And this gives us a linear regression. So all we need to do is fill in the A and the B values to find the line of best fits. And then the correlation coefficient, notice, is listed right in your calculator. So let's fill out the correlation coefficient first. Remember, correlation coefficient is just the R value, And normally you round correlation coefficient to 4 numbers after the decimal. So our correlation coefficient according to our calculator is -0.987. 0.63 because the 4 keeps the 3 the same. So our correlation coefficient, or R, is negative 0.9863. And the line of best fit, again, comes right from the calculator here. The A value, we're just going to plug in for A. And the B value, we're just going to plug in for B. And then the X and the Y, I'm going to put it in terms of the problem. Remember, X is the length and Y is the frequency. So I'm going to write it out. Instead of writing Y equals, I'm going to write frequency equals. So my line of best fit, remember, Y equals AX plus B. So my Y is frequency equals. The A value is negative 1,570.483179. I'm just going to round to 3 numbers after the decimal here, so that way I'm not writing out the whole value. Please make sure you follow directions with whatever the problem is stating. So negative 1,570.483. Next comes the X value. Remember, you're multiplying A and X, but X in the problem is length. So I'm going to multiply that by the length. And according to the calculator, I'm going to add the B. So I'm going to add 735.0517168. But again, I'm going to round this to make our life a little easier. So that way I don't have to write out all those values. So plus 735.052. So there's my correlation coefficient, and there is my line of best fit for this data.